Bienvenidos a Esperanza Pense, donde la Esperanza Pense. Welcome to Esperanza Pense, where hope wins. How's it going? Happy Mars Day. 30th of December, 2025. If you would like a 10-card Celtic cross reading about how the cards intuitively are pulling vibes for the full moon in Cancer coming on the 3rd of January on Saturday, well, you're in luck. I just posted one yesterday, so why don't you hit the links below and go check that out if you would like a more full-bodied intuitive read on this moon. That just gives us a little taste of the intuitive little flavors that are coming in before Raffi and I and you and me and me and you and your mama and your cousins too before we all get together on Thursday the 1st of January to do our we got our jumpers to do our podcast. Oh, jeepers cripes. I think the cards are telling me to stop singing. Queen of Swords reversed is a card of someone who's not expressing themselves fully, someone who might be holding back, or someone who needs to put the brakes on the way in which they express themselves, because it could be just a little too harsh at 6 in the morning, for example. The Death card is definitely, there could be death coming to some of these communication processes. Oh, hello. Saturn and Mercury are in a square right now. Okay, so there could be some real deaths to some communications, death to some communicative process. Saturn represents death, boundaries, and what we need to be very realistic about is that nothing lasts. So, I mean, with the Queen of Swords reversed, we usually have someone who goes beyond the bounds of just being truthful, and they can actually be just snarky or bitchy. Maybe the Death card here is letting us know, when to just let stuff go, let stuff die. We don't need to react. We don't need to intellectually participate. And it might be another thing too, like about the death to the process of certain types of thinking. We really need to rebirth new ways of thinking. People, like I said in the quick hit yesterday, I've noticed that people are on this ascension trip, right? Which is great. I think that we as human beings should always be, growing, or at least if we're not growing anymore, we could be refining what we already know, what we already have, and making what we have the healthiest that it can be. And that's only available to us if we allow the death process to occur and allow to, spiral through, clean out, flush out, and then begin again. Let's pray over these cards since we got our flavor of the day. Thank you so much for being here and fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me. I really appreciate your being here and lending your vibes and energy to this process with me. It helps me a lot. Your past, present tense, and near future. 30th of December, 2025, not for long. It'll be 2026 soon. We got the moon, we were just talking about. Got the 3 of Wands. And we got the King of Swords too. So maybe it's a couple who needs to cleanse some type of process or allow some type of death rebirth process in terms of the way that they want to communicate, the way that they want to mirror each other. Because she's like this in the deck and he's like this. I feel like that's kind of a mirror. Oops, sorry. But we'll get to him. with the moon card, we're dealing with what we were just talking about, the Cancer full moon. Moon brings up our emotions, as well as our intuition, as well as our wild side, as well as our... This is a great card for the Cancer full moon, you know, because we're dealing with issues of wanting to feel domestic, wanting to feel protective of our home, but at the same time, we want to be wild and howl our individual call within the cacophony of other wolves that are howling, you know, well beyond these pillars of knowledge and well beyond what we can see. What comes up from the depths is always Pluto to me. Pluto in the background. That stuff that comes up that sometimes we just don't want to deal with. Okay? But the moon knows. The moon, this is card number 18 in the tarot, and the moon is like that subconscious knowledge that there's that blind spot, that there's something behind us, that there's something crawling up from the depths that we might not be paying attention to because we're too busy being allured or, you know, being awed and wowed by the reflection of the sun, by the reflection of what we see. So the sun is like pure light. We look at the sun and what you see is what you get. When you look at the moon, it's always a little, you know, you can't really tell where the light is coming from. It's not self-illuminating. And yeah, the moon ain't no three-eye atlas, baby. Three of Wands is us looking out onto the horizon and seeing what could be our potential in the near future, seeing what ships we can send out there off into the world, and maybe we might get something in return. This is an investment card. This is us establishing that we already took that one wand, which I think I saw at the bottom of the deck, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. You had Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So once we're gifted this creative freedom and creative gift, you know, we're able to establish ourselves. We're able to build upon what we've established. And now at the 3, we're getting to the point where it's like, okay, I have this here with me. I'm ready to offer this out. And I'm curious to see what's going to come back from it out on the horizon. This is us having left our comfort zone some and putting our actual work out there to the world. With the King of Swords, this is a great person to communicate with. This is a Libra, this is a Gemini, this is an Aquarius person, or somebody that has a lot of air or intellect or ability to plan and execute. He's looking right at us, right? He's looking us dead in the face, so he's not lying. Queen of Swords reversed might be, or she just might have the information wrong and she's lying on accident. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes we lie without realizing it because we have bad information. But this guy has very clear thoughts, very clear processes, and his sword cuts away the BS before it even enters his consciousness, before it even enters his aura. He is up high in the sky, so he has like a view. He has a vista. He's able to like logistically understand his surroundings, and he can quickly hone in on any type of task. He can do the math, he can write the papers, he can connect the dots. So this is a great person to be coming into our lives, especially if we're dealing with some death rebirth processes in terms of the way that we put ourselves out there and communicate, especially in terms of this kind of bright yet mystical behavior of the moon that can sometimes, you know what they say, full moons can make people a little bit crazy. So, you know, lunatic, right? So with the Cancer full moon especially, I think that our feelings are going to be driving a lot of our behavior and a lot of our thoughts. So we can lean into that. We can allow it to happen. And we can also allow the death process to occur where and when needed. Okay, so that's what I have for today. Thanks so much for being here. Hit the links below if you want to talk about this on a more personal level. And yeah, if you want to support this channel, I always appreciate that too, because someone's got to keep the lights on. May as well be me. Love you. Bye.